Welcome back to Cradle to Chaos.
Welcome back.
I think we're getting
Yes.
this recording thing down
I
via
think
Zoom.
so. Yes,
Yeah,
yes. Don't jinx us though, because
I
you just
mean,
never know.
right. I mean, we're still totally learning. It's fine.
Totally learning. Forever learning.
How are you feeling?
Terrible. I'm just so over it. I'm so tired. Like, I have never been, every single day I say, I don't think I've ever been this tired in my life. And then the next day I get more tired. Then the next day I get more tired.
Well,
I'm so tired
for our new listeners that are tuning in to this episode for the very first time ever, why are you tired?
because I'm 32 weeks pregnant and I have
What?
a 3-year-old. I know.
Oh,
Surprise.
you should have told me that at your baby shower.
I mean, you did say the bibs were for me because this one, what did it say?
And
Something about being sassy.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And I love it so much. Yes. So this third trimester is just like, well, this whole pregnancy has really kicked my butt, but like, I don't know. I think there's just really something to be said about having a toddler or, kids and being pregnant. Like it's just so different from your like first
Totally
pregnancy.
different. Yeah, you could nap whenever you wanted the first time.
I could sit. I could just sit. Like I was so excited to come do this because I can just sit. I'm like, oh my God, she's crazy.
Yeah,
And I'm tired and I just want to go to bed
I get it.
all the time.
I mean, I'm not pregnant and that's how I feel.
That's not good. That's not good. At least you can have more than one cup of coffee.
Oh, but that's because I already have two.
Yeah, that's true. And you're at some tough ages right now. 18 months and 3 years. That's hard.
Man, Lainey's gonna be 4 in May. Like she's
Dude.
closer to 4 than she is 3 now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
I like actually can't fathom that.
I know. It's
Like I
wild.
have a really, really hard time with that.
Yeah, sorry.
I I don't you should apologize. How dare you have a almost 4-year-old?
When people ask how old she is, I used to say 3.5, and now I just say she turns 4 in May because it's easier.
Oh, yeah.
It's so hard.
Oh my gosh, I hate that. I hate that so much.
I hate that for me too.
I really hate that for you.
Well, instead of being sad, let's talk about some good things that have happened since we spoke last.
Okay.
What are your treats? What do you got?
Oh, well, big life update. Millie got a big girl bed, like a big girl bed. She got
Stop it.
a twin bed. Yes. So
Oh,
the crib is now in the baby's room
wait, does it
and
make her look so much smaller?
oh my God, she looks so teeny tiny. I
That's
actually like, there's no good way to position the monitor that I can see her in the bed. Like, it's just like blankets. Like, I can't even see her. Like, I'll see like little movement every once in a while, but like, this is her first time having like sheets and a big comforter. Like, she has a twin comforter and it's like, like puffy. And I like can't see her half the time. So I'll just like sneak in sometimes, like, is she in there?
I can only imagine because Lainey, like the girls both have convertible cribs, so
hmm
like that's what they'll have for life. And so Lainey's in a toddler size bed now, and it'll convert to a full size bed. So I can only imagine how tiny
Yep.
Lainey is gonna look
Yes.
in a full
Totally.
bed because she's so teeny tiny.
Yep, yep, yep. It's crazy,
Oh,
but it's also it's just like awesome because I get to lay down with her now. Like in
yeah.
the toddler bed, I would
I'm
just like sit
looking
on.
forward to that.
It's amazing. It's a game changer.
But you
Except
do,
I've slept in there a few times, but like not like full night or anything. But like when she's woken up at like 4 in the morning or something, like last night when she woke up because she had peed all over her bed. I had to strip the bed down and then she wanted me to lay with her for a while. So I fell asleep for about an hour.
Mhm.
But it's really nice to not have to just like sit on the floor and like rest my head on the toddler bed.
Oh, I
'Cause
climb
that's,
right in the toddler bed.
oh, you do?
Like when
Nice.
she wants me to, yeah.
Isn't that funny though? Because I used to climb in the crib, but not the toddler bed.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah. Well, because she has that bumper. It's like a foam bumper that you put under the fitted sheet so that like it's like a big mound so she can't roll
Oh,
off the
yeah, yeah,
bed.
yeah.
She has that, so that takes up like probably like eight
Hmm.
inches.
Yeah.
So, um,
Did you take the chair out of her room?
yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
really looking forward to the day we do that.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's like a different room. It's like there's so much space,
Hmm.
so much room for
Takes up,
activities.
it takes up so much space because it really takes up two walls because you put it in a corner, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have like the footrest and everything. And yeah. So that's all in the nursery now, which is coming together-ish.
Yay.
Um, but yeah. But yeah, we were talking and it's like when this episode airs, I might have a baby.
Yeah, this will end air at the end of January. And
Hmm.
yeah, could
Yeah.
could be like talking about the future right now.
Oh my gosh. We're living. Yeah. I'm
You
gonna
could
listen
be
to this.
listening to this episode, sitting in the nursery, rocking your new baby girl,
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Crazy.
while Millie's
Um,
screaming at you in the background.
yeah. Yep, probably.
I have one treat and one like it's cute now, but not sure how to handle it situation.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
my first treat is just like Lainey is just embracing the like Christmas magic, and it's so sweet. She just like talks such specifics. She's like trying, and she'll talk to Chloe and she'll say, Chloe, every night, Elsa the elf flies to the North Pole to tell Santa if we're good or bad and
Oh,
bring us presents and toys, but we can't touch her. She's very clear about not touching the elf, but it's just like to see her just like light up. It's so cute. She's just
that's
at
so
the,
cute.
and I'm Millie too. They're just at like such fun ages for this. Um, and my second one, I don't know how this started, but Lainey like recently, somewhat recently, has started to ask if her friends at school can come over to her house.
Oh
And
my
I
gosh.
and I don't know where this came from, but like I mean, she's had friends already. Millie's been over here, and like, she said like some of our other friends that have kids that she's friends with have been over here, but like it's not a normal thing.
Hmm.
And as soon as I picked her up from school today, she was like, "Can my friend so and so come over to our house?" And I was like, "Honey, like I don't know." And her teacher overheard her, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, she keeps talking about that." I'm like, "I don't know where this came from." And her teacher's like, "No, like you don't understand. As kids have been getting picked up today, Lainey's going up to their parent and asking if this kid can come over to our house." And I was like, "Lainey, shut it down, girl." Do
Wait,
that.
that's so funny.
And it's funny because thinking back, I think she had asked, and I was like, well, I don't know. We'll have to ask their mommy or daddy. And then she's probably like, got it figured out a way around this. I'll get it all figured out. I don't need your help.
Yep, I'll make the plans, Mom.
I'll go to the source.
Sit back and
So
relax.
it's just like an interesting, I kind of like caused a tantrum because I was like, you can't, like, don't do that. And she was like, but I really want them to come to my house. And I'm like, it's not how this works.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So how does she even know about like friends coming over?
I mean, I'm guessing because Millie's been over here and like my friend Holly's daughter will come over here
Yeah.
today and um
Yeah.
I think it was like it all started probably the first time Millie came over. Like, I was like getting her jazzed about it. I was like, guess what? Millie's gonna come to your house. And she was like floored. Um I don't know. It's just like it's like
Just
every day now. Like every kid in her class, she's like, they need to come and they need to come and like I'm so
oh my
happy to
gosh.
have
She's
friends.
like trying to have a
I
party.
know. I'm like, but also could you not? Because
Yeah.
mom's tired.
So what do you like do?
I I don't know because she kept saying she said that and I was like trying to say no, but I'm like, yeah, just like I can't explain how this works to you. Like people don't just come over to your house.
Like you have to plan this. Like
Right.
your mommy, me, needs to talk to their mommy
Right.
and
But then it
figure
also
out.
needs to be another mommy that mommy wants to hang out with because you're not at the age where they're just going to drop your friend off. Like now I have to entertain, unless it's like you,
Yeah.
because then we could just sit on the couch and, we're fine.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure we'll get into this with this episode, but it's like we're kind of nearing that age
I
though, where
know.
they will get dropped off for play dates.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like that's very young. I don't know. Because I
Oh.
like one of my best friend's daughters just turned 6. And it was the first time she had a birthday party where she didn't require the parents to stay.
Yeah.
I
That's fair because it's multiple kids, but I feel like
Yeah.
if it was one kid, like
I cannot picture myself just dropping Lainey off at a friend's house. Like
no, me
I
either.
can't. Like I'm never gonna let her do that.
Ever. Ever.
Ever. She's gonna be 15 minutes saying, I've never seen anybody else's house ever.
I've never had a sleepover home. That's sad.
Oh. But
That's
anyway,
so funny. What these little imaginations.
I know. It was an interesting one, but
Mm.
I don't
Mm. Have to let me know how this phase goes because I'm sure it's coming up soon
know.
for
I'll
us.
keep you posted.
Yeah. Um, that was a treat. No, tantrum?
Well, it was a little bit of both.
A little bit of
I
both.
do also have a tantrum, but you go first.
Oh, okay. My okay. My tantrum is also kind of a treat because it's
Okay.
adorable, but like just not for Millie, but for me it's funny. She just like, I don't know, we've been reading a lot of those like emotion books, like the crayons and
Oh yeah.
like the different emotions. And we've been talking about our feelings a little bit more. And she gets like Matt and her are like they're like two peas in a pod, but they know how to push each other's buttons and
Hmm.
like they love to tease each other. And so if Matt like does something that Millie just doesn't like, she just goes, "Oh, so angry."
I'm so angry.
But it's just like, "I so angry." And it's just like the way she does it in her little baby voice. It's just like it's just so cute. And I like laugh every single time because it's just like, "I so angry. Mama, I so angry."
That
Just
is so funny.
and I
It,
just like can't not laugh.
it's so funny on the little things that they pick up on. Or like, has Millie ever noticed you being frustrated and like called you out on it?
No.
Okay, Lainey just recently started doing that to me. Not like frustrated, but like for instance, we went to dinner tonight and I keep trying to go to the post office to get stamps and they're always out of stamps. I'm like, how are you out of stamps?
I just got stamps today at the post
Oh
office.
my, okay, well, I keep trying to use their kiosk because I can never get there when they're actually open.
That's what I did. Yeah.
Okay, well, it was out. So we
Not
went in
I
there.
wasn't in Grove City or I wasn't home.
I went into the post office to get them and we went to the little kiosk and like they were out. So I just like turned around and went in the store and I just like, and she was like, Mommy, what's wrong? Like she like sensed it and I was like, oh, they're just out of stamps. She was like, are you mad? I was like, a
Yeah.
little bit.
And you go, "I so angry."
Angry. Yeah. Oh,
Well, Millie has picked up though. This is actually a treat. She's picked up when I'm sad. So like I had like a pretty epic meltdown the other day.
as you
Just
this pregnant.
oh yeah, just hormones overwhelmed, just everything. And I was like just in hysterics. And she just runs up to me and she's like, "Mama, it's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. Don't worry." She goes,
Oh,
"Mama, it's okay." And she just gives me like a big hug and a kiss. And she just like keeps hugging and
worse.
kissing me until I like stopped. And it was just like so sweet. She's like, "It's okay, Mama. It's okay.
Oh, that's
Don't
so.
worry." She always says, "Don't worry. Don't worry." It was so sweet.
Aw. Well,
Another treat though, real fast, is on her little like she has like a little plastic like toy cell phone and it makes noise and she makes it do like the ringing or whatever and she goes, "Mama, it's Santa." And like that's all she wants to talk about right now. And she doesn't talk to him on the phone. She FaceTimes him.
of
So
course.
she like holds it up, she holds like the screen up to her face and like talks to him. And then she'll turn the phone around and be like, "Look, Santa, there's my doggy. Look, Santa, there's my big girl bed." And like,
That is
like
so funny.
pretend FaceTime Santa.
That is so funny. That's funny that you
Really
say that
cute.
because I feel like our kids' generation are going to be so used to FaceTime. And anytime Lainey's talking to somebody on the phone and it's not FaceTime, her first thing is like, I can't see you. That's what she always says. She'll be like, can you see me? I can't see you.
Right. It's like a foreign concept because
Oh,
like they never had to do landlines or like
yeah.
phones without screens.
Right. She's
So
like, you
funny.
expect me to talk to you without looking at your face? No,
Yeah. Like,
thanks.
where's the video? I only hear the audio.
Yeah. Well, that kind of segues us into our topic of the day is just like letting our kids grow up. And like you transitioning Millie to a like
Hmm.
full full blown bed. It's just
Hmm.
like I get so caught up into like when is it okay to let them do X, Y, and Z or like how to like transition out of this like toddler phase and when to like I don't
It's so
know.
hard.
It's just like weird. There's so many things out there and I am such an anxious person and I'm such a worst case scenario person.
Yeah.
Well, like perfect example of like me being afraid of life and just everything. And I'm just like such a worst case scenario person. I was putting Lainey to bed last night and she likes to do this thing where she's like, come here, I'm gonna tell you a secret.
Oh, I love that.
And like she'll say something and then like my heart sank because I was like, oh, who tells you secrets? And she was like, she said her teacher's name and she said, but she said not to tell mommy or daddy. And I was like,
Oh no.
yeah, I was like trying to like keep it cool. And I was like, oh, what did she say? And then like she was talking about it and it turns out they were like doing something special, like taking special pictures, probably to give us like a Christmas gift. But I was like,
Oh,
immediately went to like, you know exactly what I went to.
yep.
And I was like, oh my gosh. So like then I'm like, do I need to have this conversation where like if somebody does tell you not to tell your mommy or daddy something, like you immediately need to tell your mommy, like you never don't tell me something. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know how to have that conversation with a 3-year-old. But now I'm like, I should.
Yeah. And then it's like, when do they reach the age where like it's like they don't have to tell us everything? You
I
know what I mean?
know.
Like,
No.
like it's a healthy, like
Oh,
it's
for
almost
sure.
healthy to not share
Oh,
everything.
absolutely.
Not, they're not there. They're not even close to being there, but like
Right.
that's another
Yeah,
like
no,
part
they're
of,
allowed to have their own life for sure, but like I also don't want her to be like, oh, well, I can't tell you because they told me that. I don't know.
yeah.
It's just,
It almost goes back to our stranger danger like
yeah,
episode.
yeah. Like, who can you trust?
Right.
Oh,
Exactly. Oh man, that's crazy. I feel like I struggle because like I want her to stay young forever, but also she's my first and I like she's the first to do all the things.
mm,
So I get really excited for all the things and I want her to get there fast.
yeah.
But I so it's like a really hard balance because it's like I don't want her to get there, but I do want her to get there because I'm excited about it, but I also
Totally.
want her to stay a baby forever. But
Yeah.
like I want to do all the things.
Yes. No, I totally feel that. I'm always like, I can't wait for you to be able to do this. And I can't. And then I'm like, I need
Mhm.
to like stay in the now, but it is really hard.
Exactly. I know.
I
So that
I struggle with like kind of bouncing back a little bit on like wanting her to tell me anything. But I was thinking the other day, I kind of started to have a conversation with her about honesty.
hmm,
And it's really hard because like we like to joke around a lot and like obviously I'm very sarcastic and
yeah.
like certain things like because she like brushes her teeth by herself and there's been a couple instances where I've been like, did you brush your teeth? And she like stops for a minute and says, yeah. And I'm like, did you really brush your teeth? And then she'll be like, no. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, like we have to make sure we're telling the truth. I'm like, I don't even know if you know what that means. And like, obviously, that's not like do or die, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this kind of stuff is going to be like relevant.
Right. It's like already starting.
Huh?
Yeah.
Does Millie do anything like that?
Yeah. Like whenever, I mean, we're still in the thick of potty training, and whenever she sits there, like she'll say, I went, and I'll look and I'm like, but you didn't go. And like she just wants the prize.
I'm done.
So
Oh, got it. Yeah.
yeah, which whatever. But I mean, even just saying that, like how Lainey goes to the bathroom by herself and brushes her teeth by herself, like that's like those are like big milestones, like from a toddler to like kid.
Yeah. Those also benefit me more than her. Because
But
I'll
that's
be
awesome.
like I can get ready in the morning by myself. Like if she comes in or to our room and like we haven't gotten up yet, I'll be like, okay, like go get dressed and brush your teeth. And like while she's doing that, I can go get myself ready.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's nice, but it's also like empowering for her because she's like, oh, I'm big enough to do this.
Sometimes. Sometimes. I think we've talked about this before, but I can't remember where we landed with it on when you plan on taking the baby monitor out of Millie's room.
Never, never, never. Probably like to be like completely honest, probably like 7. I'm serious.
That's amazing.
Like 6 or 7.
Because we were thinking as soon as we transitioned her to like a big girl bed to take it like 4.
That's true. I mean, we won't be able to like I really can't see her very well right now. So it's like
Yeah.
what purpose is it serving?
I truly like don't really use her monitor anymore, except that sometimes I go back and I like just because she's funny to like see what she's doing in there.
Yeah.
But I told this to Adam the other day and he like didn't freak out, but was like kind of dismissed me on it. And I was looking, we give our family access to the monitor just so I can like check in on her or if like they're over here watching her or whatever, they have access to it. And it's like a remote app, like you can open it anywhere.
Okay.
And I was like, well, now she's old enough, like she goes in there and she gets undressed and she dresses herself, like shit. And so like I was like, and he's like, they're family. I'm like, I don't think anything of our family,
Right.
but like it's just
Privacy is a thing.
yeah, it's like she is on camera and she's naked and she's more of a little girl than she is a baby.
Yes.
Not that I think that they're like staring at her, but I'm like, there's recording of it now. Like it's there
Yeah.
forever.
It's different.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's something that we talked about. But
That's a really interesting point. I hadn't thought about that.
I know it just,
Um,
you know,
do you remember the first time you like looked at Lainey and you're like a little girl?
no, no. It's literally like it just randomly happens.
Yeah. I remember the first time. I was like, I don't know, she was wearing something like maybe more like kid-like, and I just looked at her and I was like, you are no longer like a baby. Or like her hair,
Oh, so
like when her hair
the
grew.
hairstyle that we have going on, or
Yeah.
it was the first time I ever straightened her hair. I like straightened her hair for something, and she came downstairs, and Adam was like, "Oh my gosh, you look so big." And I was like, "I
Hmm.
know."
Right. I feel like it's the first time I put her in jeans. I was like, wait, you're not a baby anymore.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I remember like a very specific, and this is not her becoming a little girl. This is probably her more her going from a baby to a toddler. I remember Adam and I were just standing in the kitchen one day, and I may have told you the story already, but we were standing there and we were looking at Lainey and we were like, when was the last time you saw her sucking her thumb? Because she was like an all day long
yeah.
thumb sucker, like all the time. And like Chloe only sucks her thumb at night. She still sucks her thumb at night, but that's the only time she does. And it was just like one day it just hit us. We're like, she just like stopped all on her own. Just like, she just doesn't do it anymore. It
Oh
was
my gosh. I hope that happens with the pacifier for us.
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. It was just,
Yeah.
it was crazy.
And it's like those things where you don't know it's the last time.
Stop it.
Yeah. Yeah. That gets you right in the feels.
Uh, well, I keep seeing a lot of social media posts about this specific topic because it's so close to Christmas. Um, Christmas will have passed when you guys are listening to this, but I've seen so many people now like making it such a normal thing for an older sibling to know how everything works, to like have a very purposeful conversation about like Santa and the elf and like have them then help with the younger sibling. And
Mm,
I think that's so weird.
yeah.
I never had like a conversation with my parents. I feel like you
Mm.
just figure it out and like you just go along with it, right?
Yeah, you don't really talk about it.
Oh, and like my parents still did it until the day I wasn't living at their house anymore. And I feel like it's become a norm for like parents to be like, "Oh, like now that you know how it works, we're not doing the elf anymore." Like,
Yeah.
I just think
Oh,
it's so sad.
yeah, that is really sad. Yeah, we never really had a conversation. It was just kind of like a understood, like,
Right. It wasn't like a big thing. It wasn't like, okay, you turned 7, so we're gonna sit down and tell you how the world works type situation.
yeah. And also, I'm pretty sure I believed in Santa till I was like 15. Not really, but like 12.
I don't remember like like a switch changing or anything like that, but I just like I keep seeing all these videos and I'm like, I think that's so you're just like yanking it right out from under them.
How old are the kids?
I mean, maybe eight, eight,
Oh,
nine.
that's too young.
That's what I think.
Yeah, should like believe in the magic forever.
Just like, even if like they were to question it, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah,
I
of
do.
course he's real.
I remember being like somewhat older on Christmas morning and we would open presents and like they'd be from Santa and I would like look at my mom and dad and be like, thanks.
Yep.
And they're
Yep, same.
like,
Yeah, I would ask my mom, like, is Santa real? People at school are saying he's not. And she would be like, yes, he is. And like, she's like, oh, okay.
yeah, no.
Or like, do you believe in Santa? She's like, yeah, I believe in Santa. Um,
Yeah. I don't know. I
Gosh,
think that's so sad. Or like the Easter Bunny, we never talked about that. Like it's just
that one we did talk about because that was like kind of weird. Like a giant bunny.
weirder than a man breaking and entering.
That's true.
Oh.
That's so true.
Oh. Kind of a really, really tough topic that I've been thinking about a lot lately. It that hasn't come up that I know we're eventually going to have to talk about is death. You know, like it's gonna happen. Like family members
Yeah.
getting older, and like also like our dogs are getting old, and like,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, oh, that's a really tough one. Have you guys experienced anything like that?
No, we haven't had to have that conversation.
That was like randomly thinking about that the other day. I'm like, man, that's a tough. Like when I was writing notes for this, I'm like, that is a hard one.
Yeah. 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 Like I would not even know where to begin.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the advice.
I got nothing.
Well,
Google it.
maybe this is something our listeners could give us advice on.
Well, yeah, it's just like all of those conversations, like lots of serious.
Very serious stuff, but then there's also like non-serious stuff. Like I've tried to like encourage her to speak to a waitress at the restaurant and like order her food, but she's just like so reserved and she won't.
Mm.
Like little things like that are difficult too. But
I can't get Millie to stop talking to the waitress when we go out. And I'm sure that's how Chloe will be.
yeah, oh yeah, the waitress comes over and Chloe's immediately, hi, hi.
Uh, yeah.
Be
I
hard.
just they grow up too fast.
100%.
It's too
100%. 1,000%.
I feel like as soon as you have kids, time is just like not even a thing. You just blink and it's like years have gone by.
Yeah, I agree.
And then they're gonna be four.
In May.
What's she thinking for her party so far?
I've asked her a couple different times, and first she said Bluey, and I was like, "You haven't watched Bluey in a literal year, so I don't know where that came from." But like, if you want it, we'll do it. And then
Yeah.
she switched to Moana, which didn't surprise me because it was shortly after we saw the movie. And then she said Ariel the other day, which is
Yeah.
100% expected from the beginning. But
I
we
would
won't,
get yeah, Ariel seems like the winner.
we won't make any firm decisions until it gets a little closer.
Yeah. Yeah. You got a little bit of time. Get through the holidays first.
I just want to book a place so it doesn't book up because their birthdays
Mm.
are hard because they're like graduations and Mother's Day and like they're just like right in the thick of all of that stuff. Not that
Yeah.
like any high school graduates are going to be booking an indoor playground for
You never know. They could be the
their
sand
trampoline
pit
park.
place.
Yeah. Oh God.
All
All right.
right.
What are we going to talk about next time?
So next time I want to talk about mom hacks. And let me just caveat this with I don't actually think mom hacks exist because I think our kids are going to do whatever the F they want, whenever the F they want. However,
Oh,
I think it would be
I disagree.
okay. I think it would be fun to share like things that work with our kids to get them to do something or get them to stop doing something or, whatever the hack is.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Are
it'd be a
you
fun
gonna
one.
are you gonna be able to talk about candy for like an hour?
That's bribery, and that is my number one mom hack. You guys can have that one for free. That's a little teaser.
A
She's had
little.
like 7 cookies today. It's like actually concerning.
It's Christmas time. It's fine.
This is like every day though.
But it's Christmas time, so it's fine. Those calories don't count. It doesn't matter. Doesn't, it's as if
Okay.
she's the air. That's what I tell her. I bring up my plate of cookies to bed every night.
I'm like, who are you trying to make feel better here?
Don't worry about it. She'll be fine.
All right, guys, you are doing great.
Thanks for listening. We appreciate you. And you'll hear from us at least one more time before Brittany has a baby. Well, I got
Possibly.
our
We'll
next
see.
episode will probably post after you have the baby, so
I know it's crazy, crazy. Who knows?
you never know.
All right, mom besties. See ya.
Bye.